Hello everybody, this is Grandmaster Damian Lemos here for onlinechesslessons.net, and in this DVD we are going to talk about defense. We'll see games and I'll try showing you how I think in order to defend. And in this introduction we'll analyze a game played between GMs Sokolov against Ferdinand Hellers. So, well, let's get started. White opens the game with d4. We play knight f6, and here white plays bishop e5. This is also known as the Trompowsky variation, and when white plays this, he wants to deviate from theory. I mean, c4 is the main move. Bishop e5, well, he has a positional threat already. He wants to double our pawns up. We can also stop that by playing knight e4. We also win a tempo. Here white plays bishop f4. The aggressive line would be bishop h4, e5, and here, if bishop e3 as black, we are happy to take the bishop pair. However, white can play f3, and then, well, we have a sharp position where white has a strong center and black has the bishop pair, so I think it's level. Of course, after bishop h4 we can also choose a positional line. In the game white plays bishop f4, feels like he's playing f3 and e4 next, therefore getting a strong center. So we play d5, we also have to control the center. He plays f3. As white I would probably go e3, knight f3, knight vd2, simple moves, and I push that knight e4 back. f3 wins a tempo, but this is the natural square for the knight. When white plays this, he wants to play a gambit. This reminds me of the Blackmar-Diemer gambit, which looks like this. White sacrifices a pawn in order to get some development. As black we take the pawn. I mean, we have to. We'll have a solid position too. He plays knight c3. Yeah, unless we take on f3, then he'll take on e4 and he'll have a stronger center, so we have to take. The other option would be giving the pawn back. We are also slowing his development down, and then we continue our development. This also makes sense. However, I think we can take the pawn, and then we'll have to defend for a while, because he has a lot of pieces out, a stronger development. But he's down a pawn, so let's see. Knight takes f3. Here black plays e6. Well, we have a couple of options here. We have to be careful with our choice though, because, well, this is the first move I look at, and I like the fact we are gonna finish our development. However, I'm a bit worried about this diagonal, and if we play e6, I don't think we can play e6 next. I mean, we are gonna have a lot of holes on the king side. I also have to say that when we play e6, bishop c8 is kind of a bad bishop. Well, this happens a lot when we play as black. Bishop c8 is inside the pawn chain. I would also consider something like bishop e4, but yeah, this is risky. This is just an example, of course, but this could happen. And then he wins. I think 95 too. Yeah, because this is mate. So, well, this is what happens when we take a lot of pawns and we don't develop our pieces. I like e6 because then, when we have the fianchetto, our king is well protected. And here white plays bishop c4. This makes a lot of sense. There's no reason to play bishop d3 if we played e6 already. Bishop c4, now he's attacking on this diagonal, because as we pointed out before, we are not gonna play e6. Well, at least not in this position, because we need to develop. Therefore, we play bishop e7, white castles, and well, maybe this is for the attacking point of view. As white, I would also consider playing a move like queen e2 or queen d2, because I still have the king on e1. I'm not showing my cards yet. I can castle both sides, and if I castle queenside, I can consider a pawn storm on the king side. If white has his king on e1, he can't push his pawns there, so I also like castling kingside because then I activate my rook. I'm just saying that when you attack, you can consider maneuvers like queen e2, and then you have a lot of options. This is a flexible variation for white. Once he castles, we know the king is there. He's gonna attack on the king side, but if the king is on e1, he won't push his pawns. We castle as well. All we have to do when we have the extra pawn and when we have to defend, best we can do is trade pieces off. This goes for defense, and when you have more material, this works too. White plays queen d2. I like it because bishop e4 was probably our next move, pinning the knight on f3 and trading. Now if we play something like bishop e4, he's gonna play knight e5, and he's also putting pressure on f7. We have to be careful here. So black plays c5, and I like this because this works as a freeing move. We said bishop e4 is not working. It might work if the rook was on d1, because then we pin the knight. And we have other options too. Maybe black didn't play knight d7. I mean, the idea would be playing knight b6 and knight d5, trading pieces off. But I'm a bit worried about knight b5, and there's no clear way of defending c7. And, well, looks like a passive move. I would still consider it. I mean, I'm analyzing this, and even if he plays knight c7, Well, that knight is kind of trapped there. But the problem is we have a passive position. Let's see what happens after c5. First of all, we want to trade pieces off, and we know that's favoring us. Second of all, if he takes on c5, we can consider trading queens off. Without queens, there's no attack for white. He just got his pawn back, but c5 is weak, we know that. We can also consider playing something like queen a5, and we'll probably take that pawn. I'm happy by trading queens already. And if he wants to play for the win, he'll have to advance with d5. This move wins space. On the other hand, it is blocking bishop's c4 diagonal. So after all, I think this is favoring us, because now we don't have to worry about that bishop. We can play knight bd7, and now we have a clear threat. We are gonna attack the bishop, and in a lot of variations d5 is hanging, so now knight bd7 makes much more sense. White plays rook a e1. Again, I like this move. Our queen on d8 will be overloaded defending e7, but okay. I mean, this move is not stopping us from playing knight b6. There was no way to stop knight b6, actually. We attack the bishop, and yeah, he's forced to playing something like b3. Queen d3. Well, I would take the bishop. I'm happy by getting the bishop pair, but we have an in-between which is even stronger, and we finish our development. And if he goes, well, bishop d3, bishop e2, he's gonna just lose the d5 pawn. Yeah, I believe the only move here, would be, if he's not playing b3, he has to play this. But yeah, we just play c4. He's almost losing bishop a4. But here we take on d5. We have two extra pawns. Absolutely winning for us. Therefore he plays b3. We can take on c4. We can also wait, because if he moves the bishop, then we take on d5. However, black decides to take now. Yeah, the thing is, there's no rush to take on c4, but what can we play instead of knight takes? I don't see any useful move for black here. We'll see this maneuver in the game too, knight e8. This is the only move I see. Trying to play knight d6. And this maneuver is also good to block the passer, the d5 pawn. So, okay, black takes first, and after pawn takes, then he plays bishop f5. We can tell we got a much better position out of this opening. Bishop pair plus extra pawn. We should have a clear advantage. We can still make some mistakes. I think e6 is one of them. He can play d6. And yeah, we still have the extra material, but our bishop is not a good bishop, and the d6 pawn is kind of annoying. What is more, if we have the bishop pair, we want to open that position, not closing it. So I like bishop f5. The queen is passive now, defending this pawn. h3. So yeah, we were talking about this. He's not advancing his kingside pawns, but the point here is he's down a pawn, he doesn't have the bishop pair, so he has to attack. He has to prove he has some compensation. That is the reason why he plays h3. We are not sure if he's gonna play e4 or not, but the chance is there. There is another move I want to talk about, which is bishop h6. This looks like a good move, however I think this is helping us because we can wait till he takes. If we take, then he has some mating chances, some attacking chances, but if we don't, he's just trading his powerful bishop for our useless bishop. I mean, bishop e7 is not doing much in this position, so when you attack, you have to keep pieces on board. When you defend, it's just the opposite. Now we play knight e8. This is a well-known maneuver. You'll see this in Grunfeld, for instance. In this position, I also like the fact we are gonna attack the c4 pawn. And now he plays bishop h6. A move ago I was saying this is a mistake, and I still think this is mistaken. As white, if I'm down a pawn, and I mean, I know I'm gonna lose as white if I play passive moves. I play e4. I'll try opening that position, even if I'm weakening my king. As white, I have to risk, because otherwise I'm gonna lose anyway. So the thing is here, bishop h6. Now I can consider a move like f6 at some point, because then I won't have the passive bishop. I'll tell you, I mean, a better example. Let us say he plays whatever, a3. Here if I play f6, then my bishop is a bad bishop. But imagine bishop e7 is gone. I mean, after he trades, then I'm happy to play f6, because then I don't have bad pieces. So this move is helping us. We play knight d6, winning another tempo. He takes, we take. We traded some pieces off. Good for us. He plays knight to e2. Yeah, defending c4. We can't take yet in view of queen c3. That's clear. And here black plays queen c7. This is looks like a quiet move. Not easy to play a move like queen c7. We can also consider something like this, trying to play knight takes c4, or maybe f6. The only drawback I see in playing f6 now is that he can try jumping to e6. So we can consider this later. Queen c7 is a quiet move, but the main idea is to play this rook to e8. Therefore we'll have two rooks defending, and at some point we'll have to advance our pawns to keep on trading pieces. So I like queen c7. We connect our rooks. We have a solid position on the king side. We don't have threats yet. Even when he plays knight e3, he's not really attacking the bishop yet. So we can play a quiet move like rook e8 and then queen c3. Once more, I mean, not playing f6 yet. This would be a clear mistake in this position, because he's jumping to e6. Well, he's gonna take first, and then he plays knight e6. We are in trouble here. So king e8 and knight e5. When I see this move, I already see he wants to sacrifice on f5. For instance, let us say we play something like a6, then he can try taking. We take with the knight probably, and he's opening our king already. This makes his move interesting already, and of course I think here he's gonna win with this check. Queen c7 is also hanging, and here knight takes or knight e6, and we have to resign. This is just an example. I mean, when we are defending, of course, we have to identify our opponent's threats. And I mean, I think this is an easy one, because the only thing white can do in order to open our king is sacrificing, so we just play bishop c8. I like the maneuver, rook e8 and then bishop c8. Now the rook is not trapped in the corner, and white keeps on advancing. There's not much he can do really. Now this is a good time to push the knight back, and the point is he is far away from playing knight e6. It is not possible. So before he before he tries jumping to e6, we'll play e6 before, and I mean, the e6 square is not a whole anymore. Knight e4. Well, this would be a good chance to trade, but I'm not sure yet, because he can still blockade our pawns with rook e6. I mean, the hole is still there, so black plays b5. Looks like an active move on the queen side, but this is defending too, because if we get rid of c4 plus d5, then I think his attack is over, because c4 plus d5 is what gives white more space. And here he's forced to take in. He can't defend on c4. Knight takes. Queen d2, okay. Yeah, if queen c4 or queen b3, we can just go back to d6. So he prefers playing queen d2. And then f5. I guess we have others, but this is simple, because all we want to do is play e6 and trade more pieces. I mean, we want to open that position. In order to do that, in order to do so, we have to get rid of f6 first. So f5, knight there, and e6. Now we have the extra pawn, we'll open that position, and okay, I think white, when he plays rook f1, he gives up. I don't know what to play as white. I mean, I don't see any no attacking chances. Even if he plays rook h4, we just take, queen takes, bishop e6. We place the queen on e7 and it's over. I mean, his attack, it's over, so maybe he plays this to connect rooks. Rook e1 was hanging in a lot of variations, but then we keep on trading. We also take the initiative, and the most important thing is knight e3 doesn't have any squares, therefore white can't attack. So we play knight d4. White has to play this, but this is also helping us because we want to, we trade more. Knight takes. If he plays knight c4, the knight is hanging. And, well, what else can he play? Well, knight f3. Knight e3 is hanging. Yeah, he has to take. This is over. Okay, taking on a2. There was no need, but a pawn is a pawn. Now we have two extra pawns. I believe something like bishop f7 is more than enough, because we are gonna win all the endgames here. Here we are ready to take, plus rook e8. Looks like an easy win. Yeah, I don't think he can trap the bishop with c4, so that is why black is playing this. And then we play bishop f7. Yeah, that knight on e3 can't create any counterplay yet. Rook e7, a5. Nothing white can do here. I would resign here already, but it makes sense to play a couple of extra moves. Let's see the rest of this game. We keep on trading. He's not gonna trade, of course. He's gonna try something else. Problem is, if he doesn't trade, we improve our position. Queen f6. I really love black's technique in this game. It's never too late to make mistakes, so it's good to see Grandmaster's technique. So queen f6, queen f3, so we're gonna take a third pawn, and it's nice to see that bishop f7 is a great defender. Because of this bishop, he didn't have a single chance, even when he played rook e7. Everything was protected. Here, yeah, we trade. We also attack on e2. And then, yeah, he has to resign here. There's no rook a8, there's no queen d8. Even if rook a8 was possible, we just come back to e8, so now he has to give up. No defense against queen takes e2, and otherwise he has to trade queens, and that's losing too. So I really like this game. Looks like it was easy for black, but in a real game it's not that easy. I think black found good moves, like the quiet queen c7 plus rook e8. He played b5 at the right moment, and of course very nice defense at the end, not giving white any chance. So I hope this analysis was useful, and we'll continue analyzing in the next videos. Thank you. This is Grandmaster Damian Lemos here for onlinechesslessons.net. First of all, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to receive more free chess videos from us, you can just click the subscribe button below. I would also highly recommend signing up for my free mail course, the 10 Grandmaster Secrets to Dominate Chess. During this exclusive course from onlinechesslessons.net, I'll share with you my own Grandmaster shortcuts to effective attacking, defending, and growth hacks to improving your chess without complicated books or memorization. So sign up by clicking the sidebar on the right, and I know you won't be disappointed. Once more, this is Damian for onlinechesslessons.net, and I'll see you in my videos. Thank you.